started here, Fr33, Estia Province, blue team. We've got Noisy as an Inquisitor, offensive commander. Lots of great control abilities, begins in melee combat but can get ranged weapons and has a little bit of support about or two. Alongside, Fr33man as a Lord General, fights range combat with his retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Strong support and defense. These guys can also be joined by other retinue members throughout the game. This is the Mordian Iron Guard elite scheme. Rounded off the blue team, it's Qwest as an Apothecary, support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Salamanders elite scheme on show here. Red team, Zevargel is a Warboss, a melee commander that can walk through objects. Very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. This is the Freebooters DLC from Relics, supported here by HansMoleman as an Eldar Farseer, support commander that fights in melee combat. Awesome buffs with some debuffs and control abilities too. The Harlequins elite scheme looking pretty cool on the Farseer there. And rounded off the red team, it's the great Cornholio playing a Plague Champion, starts off range combat. Damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. Against the Apothecary then on this east side. So this map can play out mainly in two ways, and it all depends on those mid players. Sometimes you'll see a lot of 2v2 fights in the middle, kind of bleeding over into the east side where both teams will be trying to push those powers, or you can see the mid players gravitating more towards the west side over here, and the east side will be kind of left alone to those two players who are fighting over those natural powers and trying to bash and defend, and then dipping into the middle to steal VPs and stuff. HansMoleman, with the mobility advantage of the Eldar, should be able to support both sides a little bit better if he chooses to do that by splitting. We'll see. Warboss being shot up by a sentinel here. We have some flamer guardsmen, so maybe Noisy is gonna make a concerted push to go for this power often up here. See him playing Inquisitor a lot recently, getting multiple stormtroopers up with the Holy Brazier and doing some nasty things. If he does do that, the Warboss can get Storm Boys and jump them in, support them quite well with buffs and stuff, maybe a Pain Boy too. What is Dire Avengers up to here? Eating tons of Lasfire and losing them there. HansMoleman dropping a Dire Avenger squad early, not paying attention to the mid, and it's Cornholio pushing the natural power of Qwest, with double CSM being Nurgle worshipped aspiring champion up on his heretics. What is the Plague Champion up to? Oh, he's putting a turret up. Very good wide firing arc, as you can see, but it doesn't suppress or do as much damage, or at least it doesn't seem to, as the Tech Marine turret, which is why I don't get it very often. Sentinel backing away, the Inquisitor's gone down. She does have her Holy Brazier, you see it in her around there. Such an awesome weapon. Wreck point being taken, 2-1 for blue team. Steel kicking off on this power. The turret is up. The Devastators do eventually get suppressed at the edge of the firing up there, and are going to need to retreat. I think those double CSM are pouring that piercing damage on, but there's the heal from the Apothecary. Tactical Marines easily can flank around. I don't think it was a very good place for a turret, but he might be able to get a power bash out of it, or at least heavily delay Qwest. We will see. Flamer coming in, and that's what the Flamer can do to a turret. Can he finish it off though? It's clinging onto 20 odd hit points, and the heretics are now repairing, and he's forcing melee combat, as you can see, with the Plague Champion. What he should be doing now is just forcing melee combat on the turret and finish it off that way, but I guess we're not going to see that right now. There he goes. I think he's doing it now. Nope. Still being tied up. Just force melee combat on the turret. He's going into the garrison, in fact. 443 to 473. West side has turned red. We have a Shuriken Cannon for HansMoleman, heavy weapon squad for Fr33man, being tied up by the Farseer. Didn't seem like they were suppressed there earlier, but they didn't attack the Farseer. Where's she going? Oh, she saw all the Imperial Guard coming in. Fleeting all the way back to this heavy cover, these tank traps here. And Cornholio does lose his turret and is eventually persuaded to leave. Flamer Tactical Marines can now push ahead and maybe get a bash of their own. How much did they lose here? I think 2 generators. Pretty good bash there from Cornholio, but he did spend a turret for that. Not sure that was worthwhile. can be quite difficult to turret on this map unless it's the west side, of course. You can do some stuff, although it is still flankable. You can typically defend it a little bit better rather than the forward position and enemy power point. Sluggers down to 4 models. 405, 473 as the players start to think about going into tier 2. In fact, HansMoleman is already going tier 2. Might see some Wraithguard pop up or perhaps a Falcon. Not sure. It's a great map for walkers up in tier 2, although if you get one early it's always really dangerous because it's quite open. Generally speaking, you have a lot of avenues to shoot down a walker from far away, especially on this west side as it kind of goes into the east. There's a massive space with no shot blockers right here where you can shoot down walkers. But hey, with support, perhaps with an Autarch jumping on stuff, a Wraithlord could still be good. We'll see. He's got a lot of options here, HansMoleman. Zevargel is struggling. He's got double shooters and some replace sluggers, but he is really far down on requisition. He's not going to be able to go tier 2, sorry, anytime soon. Here's that Farseer using her mobility to get a decap on blue team's natural VP. It's Raptors on the field for the great Cornholio. Needs a jump nose. Devastators, I guess. There we go. They're going to be forced to retreat, but should be fine. Assault Marines on the field now for Qwest, who in turn jump those Raptors, knocking them over, and the Raptors are not going to like that fight because they're quite low. But here come Heretics to even it up. Doom Blast goes off. Assault Marines need to jump out, but they do not. They just retreat. Shotgun Blast should save them just fine. There we go. There's some Nurgle worship now, and Cornholio again can try and shoot down this power a little bit. Looks like it is going to be a case of the west side seeing the 4 teams fighting the most, and those east side players left to their own devices. There's that Holy Pyre going off. Doesn't do much damage to structures, but he's trying to stop red team coming through here. Sentinel backs away. Does have ground pound, and it is some Wraithguard up for HansMoleman. Very dangerous in the hands of Farseer with her awesome buffs, her guide buff, and of course spiritual rights to heal them up. Wraithguard are pretty damn tanky. She is providing the Spirit Seer speed buff, but does get one up on the squad in a way. So the Farseer can split off and go and cap things and be annoying. Cornholio in full retreat, but didn't lose a... Oh, lost a model of all of his Marine squads and 5 Heretics, but has a Blood Crusher on the way, and Qwest has not even started going tier 2 yet, so that could be really painful over there for him. 383 to 438. When he sees that Blood Crusher, he's going to want to split things off a little bit. Don't try and fight it if you don't have AV. Maybe run up the mid with your scouts, try and cap that VP. Shuriken trying to shut down this stuff, but there is the Spotter's smoke shell from Noisy. He's got that Sentinel still rocking too. Could do some real damage with the missile launcher, but here come the Wraithguard, and look at them go. That's one volley on the heavy weapon squad, and they run the hell away. Spotter shell does not knock down the Wraithguard. They have weapon knockback immunity. Also suppression immunity, of course. You really want to try and tie these guys up in melee combat to stop them firing. That was Excruciator's assail from the Inquisitor there, and red team with a good push on this west side, as expected, I guess, with the Wraithguard alongside. Ouch! That would have been a really painful little volley of missiles if they didn't retreat, and in fact it was painful anyway, dropping down to 1 model, losing their Spirit Seer Warlock. A lot of reinforcement there, and it's going to be a little bit of a pain to get them back into the field. Surprised we haven't seen a webway gate on this west side. Maybe we did at some point and it was shot down, but could put one up perhaps behind these shot blocker things over there. 383, 393s. Very close on VPs, 1-to-1 cap. Raptors on capping duty. They do have their aspiring champion. He's got the Blood Crusher. He's not pushing with it though. Doesn't realise how far ahead he is. Qwest is not even tier 2 yet. He's got the Blood Crusher up. Should be pushing the power with it. Being defensive. Trying to get his points capped first. CSM with Marco Zinch. Double Marco Zinch. Yes, it is. West side though is kicking off. 383 to 393. good. Cyborg implants. Big stomp by the Warboss there. Got in the back lines pretty nicely, and Sentinel goes down. That was a fully upgraded Sentinel as well, so a big loss for Noisy. Lord General with the sniper rifle. Fire on my target. Going to be buffing a whole bunch of stuff. It does buff your allies, right? Does it? Nearby infantry, it says, so I will assume so. 30% weapon range, and the sniper rifle is not that bad either. 18 DPS, which doesn't sound like a lot, but on a bursty weapon like a sniper rifle is actually pretty good. Bashing power now is Cornholio. Qwest is tier 2, and Space Marines are one of those factions that can transition into some very quick anti-vehicle with melter bombs, thunder and lightning here, missile launcher, tactical marines, and a las cannon devastator. Las cannon obviously the most efficient, which is what makes the las cannon such a powerful anti-vehicle weapon. You can get a 75 requisition upgrade in the las cannon and easily counter a 60 power vehicle like the Blood Crusher there. Blood Crusher is also a demon, of course, so he can worship it on that east side for extra survivability and annoyingness. Heavy weapon squad with an autocannon up, trying to cover this retreat. Farseer now fully kitted out. Singing Spear, heavy melee weapon, 76 DPS. You can also buff herself with Guide to get that damage up, of course. Rune armor and those Spirit Stones. Cornholio causing all sorts of problems here, though, using Pestilent Strike to cover his Blood Crusher, but the las cannon is still getting shots and he's not moving it away. And the Blood Crusher goes down. He did get a full power bash though, and he forced Qwest to purchase a las cannon, so that wasn't too bad a day's work for the Blood Crusher. Maybe he could have got it out there a bit quicker, but he's putting a lot of pressure on here. Hell of a lot of pressure on. Plague Champion is level 2. Raptors haven't quite leveled yet. What about the CSM? Oh no. Oh, just lost his Heretics. I thought he lost one of his CSM squads. The other one is back at base there. Replacing his Heretics though. 383-339. Warboss. Oh. Thought I was going to say, I thought you might get away on retreat, but those Sentinels seem to pack a punch with their missiles even to that retreating Warboss there. HansMoleman bashing power. Smoke shell dropped in by Noisy, and Noisy with double assault kit stormtroopers, and Freeman with some stormtroopers, all of course buffed by the fire on my target sniper rifle buff. Where's the Lord General? He's lagging behind a little bit. A sail on that Wraith Guard there. The Inquisitor can then follow up with some melee attacks if they decide to stay around. But look at that Psychic Storm from the Farseer. That was pretty devastating. She does go down for her troubles, and that Shuriken stayed in play way too long, but does get away. I think no, does not get away. I think that was all reliable on retreat, with the Catachans finishing them off there. So heavy losses for HansMoleman, and Zevargel also down to just 3 units, but he's going into tier 3 here, and the VPs are pretty even up, so pretty even I should say, so that could be pretty powerful. Get a looted tank up quickly. It's not that far away from affording one. Knobs is not a good idea with all of this really long range damage and the Excruciators assail to lock them down. I don't think Knobs would be a good idea. We'll see what he goes for. He's got the Liber Heresius here, Noisy, to give the Inquisitor a whole stack of energy and energy regen. 372, 338. There's that Holy Pyre. Debuffing damage as well as the little tickle of damage over time. Double Dire Avengers here could get a cheeky grenade. Both putting up Embolden, which increases their damage and damage resistance that's given to them by their Warlock once they hit tier 2. Grenade, really nicely done. A sail into grenade on those Wraith Guard, forcing them to retreat, and then of course forcing them to walk all the way back out. Still no webway gate over on this west side from HansMoleman. It's going tier 3 though, so we're going to see a tier 2 versus tier 3 fight. Blue team all in tier 2 with some heavy tier 2s, a whole bunch of stormtroopers coming out and some war gear and stuff, and all of the red team into tier 3. Cornholio, how much red does he have? 256, so he's 100 red or so away from getting some Terminators up. Lightning Claws would be really bad news for those Assault Marines, but I think an auto cannon is a fine choice over on this east side too. set to get nerfed in 2.5, the Chaos Terminator autocannon, its range to be reduced, I think. Web Brigade now up from Hans and making some really good use of it. Tank Busters popping up out of there. D-cannon on the way, and Singularity could be insanely powerful against this massive mound of infantry. Zevargel, little bit sloppy there. You saw Hans seeing what was coming and backed away. Zevargel did not, and that was the difference. He just ran into a whole bunch of fire and got forced to retreat. Hans being a bit more delicate with his approach here. A bit easier for Eldar, of course, to do that. They can hit fleet of foot and back away a little bit easier than Orks can. I guess you could hit War and back away, but that's typically not how you want to use War. D-cannon is up, doing that damage over time. Area of effect, nasty artillery stuff. There's a decent burst of damage and then another 100 odd plasma cannon damage over 3 seconds, I think it is. Battle wagon on the way for Zevargel, and that could be a massive deal. What kind of AV do we have on this west side for the blue team? We have that Sentinel from Freeman. All of these guys are assault kit, I think. Yes, they are. The Catachans, I guess, would have their melter gun. No, I don't think they have their sergeant. And that would be it, actually. Manticore on the way, though, for Freeman. So we'll see what kind of impact this battle wagon can have. Red team struggling over here for now. Zevargel down to just 2 units. Tank Busters and yet more Shooter Boys that is purchased. Get Sluggers up to help repair the battle wagon. And now blue team dipping into the mid. Noisy recognizing that they're in a pretty damn strong position on that west side. No point sitting over there. They're going to come mid and push. Bash some power. With triple Stormtroopers. All with assault kit. The damage is scary. Look at that. The generator is going down literally in 1 second. Low on health, but still. Oh, heavy turret comes up. That's a way to get some AV on the field quickly. Wraith Guard are going to want to shoot that down pretty quick if they can. But they're not targeting it. Heavy turret now shooting the bat wagon. You can see the damage it's doing too. Where's the Farseer? Is she on the field? She's off the field now. The tank busters will help take care of the turret, but doesn't want to lose them. They do retreat out, I think, in time. Wraith Guard being tied up by the Lord General, but red team are going to retake this west side. Freeman could not hold against 2 players, especially with a battle wagon moving in. Cornholio, does not defend his power. It's all completely wiped there by Noisy, obviously. Qwest looking pretty strong. He's got a strong army. He's got Devastators with las cannon, double tactical marine scouts, and those assault marines. Do we have some levels on his stuff? Not really. Level 2, a few things, but he's got sergeants up on everything. So a pretty strong army there. Great and clean one though on the way for Cornholio. 372 to 206. Does he have double plasma guns? He does have double plasma guns, so that's going to be a lot of damage on that great and clean one. Las cannon getting shots here. And a Manticore strike. Needed to lead the target a little bit more than he did. He could have finished off that battle wagon if he aimed it a little bit further back there. Farseer is going to try and cap. And they need this cap right now and try and solidify their place on this west side. HansMoleman doesn't have the resources right now to get another D-cannon up. Get another Wraith Guard, I reckon. So do I get right now? A Falcon, obviously. Sorry, a Fire Prism would be awesome. Falcon also would be pretty good, giving some reinforcement on that west side. Has some options there. Plague Champion level 3. Still only has that fist, but he's done quite well with it. Apothecary level 3. Fully cared out here. Kitted out, I should say. Anointed Power Axe. Combat Stims. And improved medical equipment. Is really cool, those combat stims, especially with assault marines. You can whack it on them and then they can use their merciless strike and completely wreck things. Oh, look at this. Nicely done by Qwest, catching some Wraith Guard and forcing them to retreat again. Web Brigade was taken down. There's that big zap gun shot or whatever it's called, that thing. 349-206. Great Unclean One is on the field. Qwest can melter bomb it and then try and weigh in with his plasma guns. Cornholio will need to try and tie them up with Plague Champion and Raptors. Raptors off the field, are they? No, they're on the field, but they're going to go down. Ouch. Got in amongst a whole bunch of stuff, and Angels of Death is popped for Qwest's army here, giving him 50% damage reduction and immunity to all types of knockback. It's a really powerful global. If you've got a big infantry army, can be awesome, especially when trying to defend nukes or trying to not die to nukes. 347-193. Very powerful indeed against a rocket run. Barely does anything to your army if you have Angels of Death. The Great and Clean One is going to go down, set upon by two armies, and he can't save it. GG, says the Great Cornholio. 145 red you get for killing a Great and Clean One. That's a hell of a lot of red. Red team now need to make some progress on this west side so Cornholio can recover. Seer Council on the way for HansMoleman. Blue team have massive armies, but none of them are tier 3. Freeman now goes tier 3. Once they start getting Lehman Russes up, this could become exponentially more difficult for the red team to deal with. Really tough to deal with massive infantry armies, which are then complemented by vehicles. Wraith Guard really have struggled to make an impact. So they are level 3, so they've obviously done some work, but they seem to be tied up quite quickly when they hit the field most of the time. Assault Marines doing their thing, but they are persuaded to leave. Wraith Guard staying in play. Some spiritual rights heal going off. That is a massive blob of infantry. If red team could get a good nuke off, this could change the tide dramatically. Warboss, out of sheer anger, stomps thin air and runs away. Seer Council, where are you at? There they are, taking shots. Power melee squad that can leap into combat with a passive 15% range damage reduction, which they do project onto nearby allies as well. With some Farseer support, they could become incredibly powerful. Chopping down the Apothecary here, not sure what he's trying to do, trying to fight them. But he does get away after healing himself. He's up to level 4. The Apothecary's heal getting progressively better every 2 levels the Apothecary gets. So level 3, level 5, level 7, level 9, it will get better and better. Cornholio's bashing power here. Good use of his time, I guess. And he's taking that contested too. And red team have the west side. 316-158, they're definitely not out of this. Blue team kind of milling around their natural. Red team's natural pretty quiet. HansMoleman getting another D cannon up. Cornholio thinking about what he wants. I think a Predator tank would be good, or Terminators. He does have the red, right? Yeah, no, almost. Predator tank would be perhaps really good for him against all these Stormtroopers and Qwest's double plasma gun tactical marines, although there is a las cannon and there is a melter bomb, so there is that. Terminators, I think, would be the way to go. And he now has the red and the power and the wreck. No sign of him yet. Not seen the singularity go off, but I'm sure it has. This battle wagon has been pretty awesome for Zevargel, allowing him to solidify his place over here and start to recover with more units. Got stick bombers and a looted tank. So they're doing okay on that west side.
Tech is at maximum capability.
Looks like some words being exchanged in chat about wanting to concede and stuff or something. I'm not sure. Don't have time to read that. I'm looking at the screen. I still miss things. Whole bunch. 4 Stormtroopers for Noisy. Holy crap. Really tough to deal with. Autocannon Terminators. He hasn't purchased them yet. What is he waiting for? Phobos, maybe? Maybe he just he doesn't think they're a good idea because of those plasma attacks and stuff. Plague Champion level 3 with his fist. Taking their natural back. And west side's looking very red. 289 to 158. Seer Council behind the heavy cover there. But look at all of this infantry. That is asking to be nuked, surely. Do none of them have one? Zevargel has a rocks. No, he doesn't. None of them have one. Assault Marines jumping in. These heretics are default heretics, I think. Yeah, so they're not really a threat to level 2 assault squad, I don't think, with their sergeant and stuff. I think Hans should get a Fire Prism or more Wraith Guard up as soon as he can. 272 to 158. Apothecary hasn't hit that magic level 5 for that pretty powerful heal. Seer Council just leaping on him and tearing into shreds here. Heals himself, but is still going to go down. He needed to heal and retreat there, I think. Down he goes. Eventually, yes. Did the Seer Council get away? Where are they? Oh, they're there. Lost sight of them for a second. Wow. Awesome combo. Look at the death. Looted tank, big boom shot into a stick bomb throw. Nicely done by Zevargel. That killed a whole bunch of guardsmen. Must have got them a whole mound of XP. Stick bomber's already halfway through level 2. So turns out Marcosin CSM are not really good against mounds and mounds of stormtroopers. Level 3 stormtroopers at that. Pretty scary stuff. He's getting another great and clean one. Why would you do that right now? There's las cannons, there's tons and tons of range damage. Wow, I think anything else in tier 3 would have been better than that, or maybe even some more like double raptors or something. What's this guy doing? What are you shooting at? No idea. Shooting at a barrel, I think. But we do have another great and clean one. Maybe if it's a big 2v2 fight, he can get into combat a little bit easier. And if he actually can get into combat, it will be awesome with the vomit and the cloud of flies thing. But we'll see if it can. Las Cannon will slow it down. We've got double tax with level 3 tax as well. Level 2 and level 3, I should say, with plasma guns. All those stormtroopers which will be piling on damage. It is piercing, but it's so much and from pretty long range. But here it is. Great and clean one is back up. Wasn't finished with them, I guess. And that is a Nurgle Shrine. West side is turning blue. It was turning blue before that happened. Guardsman down to 5 hit points and wiped out. A sail on the Warboss. He's really angry, now has a power claw. He has angry bits though. Why would you not get boss power in this situation? I think sometimes angry bits is purchased. Ouch. Singularity goes off, wipes out a guardsman squad. As I was saying, I think angry bits is purchased maybe when boss pole would be the better choice, especially in these kind of rocks, these kind of situations where that's pretty painful, where you've got another ally right next to you who would benefit greatly from that boss pole, especially the Seer Council. They'd love that boss pole. Rocks does some stuff. I think it took out one of Noisy's stormtroopers. It might have lost them a little bit earlier. But stuff is certainly dying on the blue team, but that is freeing up population for vehicles. I'm talking about vehicles. A Baneblade on the way for Noisy now. 169, 158 is pretty close on VPs. Pathogen Devil's getting away. That's an Eldritch Storm whacking out some more stormtroopers. Noisy now down to 2 squads. Artillery spotters just about getting away there. 9. Barely getting away. Inquisitor, what is she up to? Oh, she's assailing those sluggers. She does need to stay in place while she does so, or they'd lose the effects. Holy crap, guardsmen are dying left and right over here. More of them wiped out. Sluggers leveling to 3 and in a retreat. That's kind of getting shots on a battle wagon. Needs to back away there, Mr. Batwagon. No, keep taking shots maybe. Stick bombs doing their thing, but these guys won't be knocked over with their shield. But there's a stun, and now they're knocked over. That was interesting. Does the stun negate their shield, or did they de-set up there? That was a bit weird. Cornholio defending his VP. Seer Council getting too close to a Land Raider Redeemer from Qwest. Baneblade, I should say, is almost up. Havoc's now for Cornholio. Good choice, I think. He's going straight for Mark of Corn on them. And an Avatar of Cain on the way for HansMoleman. Might be time for Qwest to sit that Land Raider on the west side and try and push over there. But he's going for this natural VP right now. Foul snare from the Great and Clean One going off. Something wiped out. Was that Marco's Inc. CSM? I think it was. Was it? Wasn't paying attention. That is a Nurgly nuke though. Really good nuke. Holy crap, that's really good. Gonna wipe out the Assault Marines? Yes, it does. That thinned out Qwest's army pretty nicely. Did pile a bunch of stuff into the Land Raider though, but killing leveled up Assault Marines fully upgraded with the nuke, I think that's worth it. And great and clean one, good for the defending VPs. Maybe that's why I went for it. Just to sit on this VP and make sure it's not taken. 148 to 158. Avatar of Cain almost on the way. Lots of red for Qwest and Fr33man. Qwest surely wants some Terminators up, but he might use it on a nuke instead and get Predators. Fr33man can drop his rocket run, but he's looking really thin now. Just Guardsmen, Stormtroopers and Catachans. 133 to 158. 2-to-1 cap for the red team, and they're looking pretty strong, but it's not stopping. This assault on the mid is still going from the blue team. Terminator is called in by Qwest. This is going to be a strong push. Well, here comes the Avatar and Hans' Farseer. Where's the rest of his stuff? Seer Council back at base. Dire Avengers the stuff back at base. And his D-cannons obviously over on that west side. Wailing Doom dodged by everything apart from a few guardsmen, but who cares about those guys? Big stomp and cloud of flies. These guardsmen getting really close from Fr33man. What was he trying to do over there? I think he was just dodging the Wailing Doom and didn't move back away afterwards, but he does have the Land Raider to retreat back to, so I guess he's not too bothered. Can red team push back? Here comes some Wraith Guard. Level 4 Wraith Guard at that. Wailing Doom. The cooldown on this thing is really low. Must be like 15 seconds, maybe 20. Seems to be able to use it multiple times per engagement. Part of the power of the Avatar though is that Wailing Doom. They are pushing right back against the blue team here. Push them all the way back to their VP. Baneblade over on this west side. 84 to 158. Fr33man now getting a Lehman Russ. And that nuke of his could be vital. Noisy not far away from a rocket run of his own. Manticore forces one of the D cannons off at least. Where's the other one? Where the hell is the other one? Oh, it was mid and runs away. Oh, didn't mean to retreat all this stuff, I don't think. Obviously. 70 to 158. Great and clean one of Foul Snare on the Sergeant. And, ouch. Lots of damage on those Marco's Inc. CSM. There's Angels of Death to help this push. And Great and clean one needs to be really careful here. Back away. Heretics also need to stop worshipping and back away. There we go. Can Cornholio defend? We've got double autocannons up on these Havocs, so that's a whole bunch of damage for Qwest to worry about. He still doesn't want to go to that west side, eh, Qwest? He's keeping on pushing the mid, and he hasn't even got a decap out of it. Fr33man retreating all the way to the mid to the Land Raider. That was a bit weird. That's a singularity. I think they're far enough away to avoid it. Oh, one Terminator got dragged in. They are all the way on this VP, and Terminator should be able to at least get a decap here. Why is he not capping? Why is he using the Apothecary to do it? You've got two Tax and Terminators that can cap. Tax can do it even faster. But the Apothecary it is, trying to get a decap, and he can't quite manage it. He stops capping for a second and goes down. Lord General also down over here, so it might be... Is he down? Oh, it's like bugged out or something. That Sergeant guy is still alive on the retinue. 57 to 158. D cannon now doing its thing, and I think red team have this. Fr33man has 0 army, in fact. Did he get his Lehman Russ up? Where did he go? Is that the remains of it? It looks like that's the remains of it. I guess the Wraith Guard and the Battle Wagon and stuff, and that looted tank took it down. I think Qwest should have gone on that west side. Avatar taking shots. But red team should be able to see this out. Fr33man trying to recover with a heavy weapon squad. Hasn't used his nuke, Terminator is not able to get decap, and there's Wrath of Cain. Tank Buster Barrage hits the Land Raider decently well. Oh, there's the rocket run. Not too bad. Can he wipe out the D-cannon? Does wipe out the D-cannon. 25 to 158. Blue team running out of time. What's going on? West side. Baneblade getting shots. Takes down Loot Tank. Can he go take on that battle wagon? Plague Champion retaking his natural with Pestilent Strike. Las Cannon trying to shoot him of all things, but he's not able to finish. Can Blue team get something in there to grab it though? Triple heavy weapon squad from Freeman. Where's he going to take those guys? Park them on the west side, it looks like. Predator tank on the way for Cornholio, most likely to Marco Zinch try and shoot down this Land Raider, and they are going for a cap, but they are blobbing up horribly, and they're not actually capping here. What the heck? Come on, fellas. There we go. That's a Noxious Cloud, which I don't think is going to stop them capping, but will weaken them slightly. Battle Wagon pushing against the Baneblade. Manticore needs to back the hell up, I think. There's a strike on the Battle Wagon, who charges out of the way. And down goes the Manticore. Wraithguard trying to chase the Baneblade now, I think. And look at that, Singing Spear on rear armor. Level 9 Farseer. And she can put guide on vehicles, so she could be guiding that battle wagon, and perhaps she has been. I haven't been noticing it. And down goes the Baneblade. Singing Spear doing work. Farseer hits level 10. Lots of dead stuff. HansMoleman lost a lot though. He's only got an Avatar, Seer Council and Wraithguard, but there is the concede from the blue team. Red team holding on. And pretty frantic stuff at the end there. Level 7 Inquisitor with a level 5 Lord General. Apothecary level 7. So had that pretty sweet heal at the end. Warboss level 9, Power Claw, Cyborg, and Angry Bits, the Farseer level 10, of course. We just saw her finish off a Baneblade. And a level 7 Plague Champion was fully kitted out with Pestilence and Icon of Nurgle at the end. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.